Hey, what's up? It's your boy Bradley Bishop from Plastique Boutique. We've had this YouTube channel and I guess TikTok and various other video outlets for a while, and really haven't utilized them much. To be honest with you, I'm not comfortable being in front of the camera. I get extremely awkward. It's clearly visible. I'm not even 100% comfortable just doing the audio, but I think this is probably the format we'll go with. We'll just do a voiceover and we'll find some nice graphics to put behind. Uh, as to the reason why we're doing this, it'd be nice to, I guess, let everybody see what's going on behind the scenes, just kind of talk personal. I guess more of a vlog, VLOG. I'm assuming that's the pronunciation. Forgive me, I am of the generation before this was really even a thing. But we do, and I do enjoy podcasts and listening to other YouTubers and whatnot. One of the things I heard from a YouTuber that I really like is from Tech and Sports. You know, he's kind of reached the pinnacle of his goals, and he's at a point in his life where he's semi-retiring, retiring, however you want to phrase it. But whenever the subject comes up, he said he really never took the time to properly document how the growth went, you know, his struggles and when he hit his different milestones. And he regrets it. You know, he can remember it, but there's no record for him to show somebody else when this subject comes up, or when he just wants to reminisce. So we've been talking about, me and my wife, we've been talking about making some changes in our lives, and it's definitely going to affect the business. And we thought this would be a good time to kind of make an effort to document these things. So if and when we hit the pinnacle of our goals, we have something to look back on, and we can kind of reminisce on the struggle. You know, it's nice. And if it doesn't work out, we have something to look back on and be like, well, at least we tried. But I guess to talk a little bit about where we're at right now, we're just like every other importer trying to figure out what's going on with the tariff deal. It's not quite as cut and dry as what we thought. There are a lot of ins and outs that we're trying to figure out and learn. We operated, quite frankly, under the de minimis for quite a few years, because even when I just as a hobby, when I was importing things, you know, I didn't really have to worry about that. But we placed our first order. It's a small order, just enough to test things out and see how smoothly things go. We've been hearing different horror stories from other retailers or online sites or importers, what have you, where things are getting miscommunicated. There's really not a whole. There may be a process on paper set up, but like the documentation or training for the people that are actually responsible for taking care of this stuff, it's a bit hectic on their end. They're trying to figure out how this works, what this means, how this is interpreted. You know, and as importers, we're doing the same thing. Like on paper, this is the way it works. It should be simple, but there's all these little kind of mishaps and missteps, growing pains on both sides. So we placed our first order. It's a small order. It's nothing. It's nothing major. Just enough to, I guess, test out the process and see what's what. Like, our duty fee should be 15%. Is it actually going to work that way? Are they going to do the currency conversion correctly? From what we've read, this first shipment will be coming through FedEx, and from what we've read, we should be charged a $17 brokerage fee plus 2%. I'm not sure if that's 2% of the value of the package or 2% of the brokerage fee, or how that works. I guess we're just kind of having a F it moment and go for it. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Even if we do get hit with a 200% tariff, the order's not large enough that it's going to bankrupt us. I mean, it'll make this particular shipment a definite loss, but I guess the knowledge that we gain through this will be worth more than the inventory that we're going to be getting in at that point. To be honest, when all this was announced, I was scared crapless. We'll wait to see how all this pans out when the first shipment arrives. If there's interest, we'll update you. Hopefully, I'll be able to do this at least a once a week thing, once every 2 weeks. Hopefully, somehow semi-regularly. Still not really sure how we're going to implement this long term. It's just something I want to try out. I hope there's some interest. I'd love to share our journey with everybody else. The ups and the downs. We've had plenty of both. It's been a heck of a ride over the last few years, and yeah, we hope there's some interest in this. We hope you guys will enjoy it. At the very least, it'll help you see us as people instead of some nameless.com. For those of you that are interested, it is plastiqueboutique.com. The link will be below. If you haven't visited the site, please take some time and look around. Don't be hesitant about ordering. We do all of our payment processing through eBay. When you're on our site and you hit the add to cart button, it's going to take you directly to our eBay listing, and then you can check out through eBay. It's fast, secure. It protects both you and us, you and I, you and us, you and I, all of us. With some level of seller and buyer protection. So we thought that was fair. We've read the horror stories from people running their own .com and doing their own processing with various phishing schemes and whatnot that go on the internet. We just pretty much decided we didn't want to have to deal with that. Like, I just want to sell toys. Like, that's my passion. That's what I collect. And hopefully we've been able to connect with people who are the same. Like, I don't want to spend all my time dealing with chargebacks or worrying about credit card rates or processing fee rates, whatever, what have you. eBay's pretty straightforward. They say we're taking 13.x% off of each transaction. Boom, you're done. If there's an issue, there's a process already in place. We don't have to worry about trying to figure out, we never seen this coming. Like, how could we have predicted this particular scenario? How do we handle it? No, it's just boom, there's the eBay process. We'll handle it through eBay. We haven't had much issue. I mean, 1 or 2 returns over this several years we've been doing this. That's bound to happen. Somebody orders something that's not quite what they thought it was going to be. We more than happy to accept the return, go through the process. We just want people to be happy with their purchases.
If you're happy with your purchase, hopefully you'll return. We do very much appreciate repeat customers, repeat buyers. Whatever term you prefer. The term customers seems cold to me, but I guess in a technicality that'd be it. We very much enjoyed connecting with everybody over the years. We appreciate each and every one of you. Every purchase, small or large, it's helped us grow along the way. And to be honest, some of the smallest purchases have given us some of the best feedback or connections. People get excited over whatever it is they order. If you're spending your hard-earned money with us, it is your hard-earned money, whether it's $5 or $500. Something about that item has excited you, and we're happy. We're happy that you're happy. We hope that you're happy. And that's our number one goal, just to make sure that everybody's happy with their purchase. Add to their collection, however it is, whatever the direction of your collection is or the focus. I'm very focused on my collection. I for years I collected whatever tickled my fancy, and it got to be overwhelming. So I had to make a very conscious effort to just focus on one thing. And for me it happens to be G1 Transformers. That's what got me into toy collecting in the first place. I've always had some kind of little toy sitting in my desk area, something to fiddle with while I'm working. But Transformers was it. Like when I first started noticing modern Transformers on the shelves back in, I guess it would be 05, 06. That really kind of sparked an interest. It started off with 1 or 2, and then it just kind of it snowballed and really got out of control. So I had to make the conscious decision just to focus on G1. That's where the nostalgia was for me in the first place. Picking up that toy that I hadn't had in my hand since I was a small child, and just out of sheer muscle memory being able to grab it up, flip it around, flip this part, that part, and then boom, here, this radio turned into a robot. It something about it just grabbed me. And that we assume no matter what your niche is, there's some sort of I guess nostalgia involved in it, and we're happy to facilitate that. Happy to facilitate that if that brings you some kind of joy. The world can be a very cold place sometimes, and it's those little things, those little moments that help you forget even if it's just for a short period of time that help us get through the day. And that's what's important. You got to find joy somewhere. If it's with a little, $5 Final Fantasy figure, a $600 Transformer, or any gambit in between, any combination of them. There's a certain joy in pressing the buy it now button or winning the bid, and then you wait for the tracking, and you put the tracking number in your little app on your phone, and you stalk it the whole trip, and then it shows up at your house, and you're at work, so you got to spend the whole day anticipating getting home to open this package. You open the package, and even the packaging opening is a bit of a it's part of the experience. There are horror stories and there are great stories. You slice that box open, and you could tell that the item was cared for, or there was some care put into the packing process that makes you feel good. If on the other end, I've ordered things and have it show up in just a garbage bag, kind of taped shut. That didn't give me the most joy. I mean, thankfully the item arrived unbroken, but it was a bit of a roller coaster until I got the package open and was able to inspect it. And I'm like, okay, well, I made it safe. That's not always the case, but I mean, the opening process is part of the experience, and it's about more than just, having that thing in your hand for us. We try to, whenever I get something for my personal collection, even when we get orders for the shop, that unboxing process is joyful for the most part. It's part of the experience. Even when we get something in and I know I'm not keeping it for myself. It's going to go into the hands of somebody else who cares more about it than I do. The opening process for that inventory, I'm like, oh, this arrived great, I can do this. And when I pack it up, no matter what the item is, generally as I'm packing it up, I can remember the moment that it came into the shop and I was unboxing it, or so-and-so showed up with this collection that was part of that collection, and how we processed the collection, what have you. And it creates a bit of a new nostalgia for us, seeing that go out the door and hoping that it goes into somebody else's hands, that it's going to bring them some joy. And I guess that's what this is all about, just finding moments of joy in a world that can, quite frankly, be just very cold sometimes. That's not a political thing or a religious thing. That's just the reality of being an adult. Life is hard, and a lot of times I don't feel like you get a break. So it's nice to get that little break, be able to break with reality for a little bit, and just enjoy this item, whatever it is, for a little bit, and forget about all the pressure of being an adult. But anyway, I guess I'm rambling on a little bit. If this sounds like something that you'd enjoy listening to, or you do enjoy listening to, don't be afraid to hit that like button or the subscribe button. I'm not really social media savvy, so I'm guessing those things are important. Every YouTuber I've ever watched says that, so I guess we'll just throw that in there too for the heck of it. I guess we'll see you next time. We appreciate you at least giving us a listen. Hopefully we'll see you again. We appreciate each and every one of you, and thanks for coming along on the ride.